I was at the firm, I was at Deloitte for 21 years, and about 17 years in, I started to get sick, right? And it started as small things, headaches, stomach pains, small things like skin rashes. And then over the course of like 2 years, it grew significantly to the point that I literally was sick every 2 weeks. I couldn't feel from my knees down and my elbows down. And I ended up spending 8 months in bed. And so I took a leave of absence, got really serious. And I traveled, I should say that. So it wasn't just like the stress of the job. I lived out of a suitcase. So a lot of the time I was doing 3 cities a week. And so I was living out of a suitcase. And so I think it was a lifestyle more than anything when you are on the go like that, when you're not sleeping in your bed, when you're not eating properly, when you are just running, right? Like just the things normal people do to take care of themselves, I wasn't doing because I just for so long had not been part of my life. And so when I say toxic success, I think part of it was I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't really thinking about the me part of the equation, right? I was looking at what was happening, the results. And that's really a lot of how I was raised, right? I'm the daughter of immigrants. And in our family, there was always a focus on productivity, always a focus on doing more. I grew up with messages about what my parents sacrificed, right, to come here and to stay here. And so that was always a message. And I'm the oldest of two daughters, so I have and so there was a lot of that. And so for me, I think there was just such a focus on success is tied to productivity and doing more. You take care of yourself later. When you get older, when you get, always the next thing. Like in school, it was like when you graduate, when you get married, when you like get to the next stage, it was always like that next thing. And then you'll have your happiness and, joy and, take care of yourself. And those things just didn't come at that in the way that I was living. And so for me, a lot of that rewriting has come down to like, what do I want my day to look like? And to be really fair, it wasn't that I had this wake up awakening and it was like, I want to live my life in a better way. It was like, I was not listening to the universe. I love Oprah's, right? Like you get hit with, I'm totally in a pebble, then a rock, and then, stone in a boulder, and I wasn't listening to all of those, smaller messages. And so I think the sickness, the illness, the years that it took me to get healthy was really sort of that wake up sign and that you need to stop. Like this way of living isn't working. And to be really clear, Megan, like, and yes, this is like told on the internet because I've told the story so many times. It came from my doctor, like Heather was the 14th doctor I saw. And she said to me, right, your job is killing you. What would you do if you didn't do a job like this? Do you feel like you have to do a big job like this to be worthy? And don't you just see you're worthy being you?